class, this is Dr. McDonald and this is the video on the Excel Chapter 4 Rockville Auto Sales in Class Assignment. So we want to go to Blackboard and basically go to the Rockville Auto Sales under the Excel in Class Assignments, click on it, and you want to just launch the files to open in Pearson. I will launch this. So you want to download the materials, and then over here you can upload them when you're done. Alright, so we have our instructions, and it's like 21 steps, so it's about 19 steps. They're pretty quick. And our file looks like this, so remember to enable editing. We have a fleet information worksheet, sales information, and first quarter sales. So this chapter we're working with larger data sets. So you can see we have the VIN, make, model, year in the row 1, but then it goes all the way to like 104 rows of data. So just adjusting my screen here. Alright, so to get started, let's see, you work for Rockville Auto Sales. You've been asked to aid in the development of a spreadsheet to manage sales and inventory information. We're going to start the task with the prior worksheet that contains vehicle information and data from sales from 2018. We're going to convert the data to a table. We're going to manage the large worksheet, prepare the worksheet for printing, sort and filter the table. We're going to include some calculations, and then we're going to format the table. So we're going to dive in here. Let me go save my file first. And then, let's see, we're going to convert the data in range A1 to 41 to F104 on the fleet information worksheet to a table. We're going to name the table inventory and then apply the gold table style medium 19. So, alright. To change it from data to a table, basically you want to make sure you're selected in your data here. So just click anywhere in your data, meaning not out here, anywhere in here. Anywhere in here. And then you basically want to go to Insert, Table, and you can see it opens this Create Table thing. So it's showing you the data for the table. $A, $1 to colon $F, $104. So that's the range we need. And then it says my table has headers, meaning the VIN, make, model, year, and all so on and so forth. If I were, I'm just going to hit cancel for a second. If I were to click out here and go Insert, Table, it's just highlighting the cell. Then you have to select your range and click on my table has headers. So it's much easier when you click in the data here and go Insert, Table, and then just say OK. And now it changes it to a table. So just make it a little bit bigger. So the next step is to remove duplicate records. Oh, actually, I skipped. We're going to name the table inventory. So basically, when you're in a table, you have a table design. When you click out, you don't have it. So we're going to stay clicked in, click on table design, and then come up here where it says table name, and we're going to click in there, and we're going to name this inventory, like that, hit enter. That's basically it. And then we're going to apply the gold table style medium 19. So over here you have table styles. So we're going to click the down arrow, and you have light, medium, and dark. So if you mouse through these, you can see how they look. So we want gold table style medium 19. So we know it's medium, we know it's gold, and they're by number. So this is 7 down here. This is probably 14. Yep, and then we want gold, so it's probably here. Gold table style medium 19. So we're going to click on that, and that's about it. And you can see it's selected up here. Now we're going to remove duplicate records. So while we're in the table design, see up here it says remove duplicate records. So if I scroll down, you're going to see, let's see, you can see these are duplicate records. This is a duplicate record. There's like 3 of them in here. So click in your data, go to table design, click on remove duplicates. It gives you the option if you didn't want to check certain things. All you have to do is say OK. So we're going to say OK, and it says 3 duplicate values were found and removed. 100 unique values remain. Note that count may include empty cell spaces, etc. So basically, we went from 104 records now to 101 because the 1, 2, 3 were removed and everything was just condensed. All right, so we have this. Let's go back to my data. All right, so 4. We're going to sort the table by make in alphabetical order. Add a second level. Sort by year, smallest to largest, and a third level to sort by sticker price, smallest to largest. So when you're in a table, you can sort, if you want to sort one thing, so say I wanted to sort the make, I can come up here to these buttons. These are filter buttons, or they don't just filter, but they do other things. So I can click here and sort it A to Z or Z to A. But we want to sort multiple levels. So the instruction said by make in alphabetical order, secondary level, and a third level. So in order to do that, we want to go to data and sort. So the first level basically said make in alphabetical order. So I'm going to click this down, click on make, and A to Z is alphabetical order. Then we're going to add a level up here, and it said add a second level to sort by year. So we're going to go year, smallest to largest. So it popped up, smallest to largest. Looks good. If I needed to change it, you can see the options are largest to smallest and custom. So the order depends on if it's a number, if it's text, whatever it is. So we're going to keep smallest to largest. Then we're going to go a third level, and we're going to sort by sticker price, and the sticker price should be smallest to largest. So you can see you can click on each of these levels. So if you need to delete a level or copy a level, you can do that. If you need to reorder, you can do that. If I click on the second one or the first one and I add a level, it's going to add it in between. So just be aware of that. Just delete it. If I want it after, make sure you're in the last one and then add a level and it goes after. All right, so make A to Z, year, smallest to largest, sticker price, smallest to largest, say OK. And basically what it did was within each of the makes, you have BMW here. Oops. BMW here, then Chevy, then Ford, then Honda, then Toyota. So then within each of them, so let's use Toyota as an example. All right, so we have Toyota. Within Toyota, it is, the second part was we sorted by year. So now we have year smallest to largest. So 2000 to 2014. And then within the year, if there's multiple of the year, so here you see 2001, 2001, it sorts the sticker price smallest to largest. So 22,000 and 27,000, or 2004, 2004, 25,000 and 30,000. Let's see, up here you might find a 3. So within Ford, it went from 2001 all the way to 2018. And then here you can see 2011, there's 3 records. It goes from 22,000 to 25,000 to 25, or 16 here is 22,000, 22,000, 34,000. So just remember, when you sort on more than one level, to go to data and then sort. And if you're in your data, it shows sort. So make, A to Z, year, smallest to largest, sticker price, smallest to largest. Okay. All right, so now we want to set the field names to repeat on all pages when printed. So what that means is, if I go to File, Print now, you can see I have 3 pages. And page 1 shows this yellow banner at the top. VIN, make, model, year. If I go to page 2, it's missing, and page 3 is missing. So if I don't know what the titles are, I'm going to have to keep looking back to page 1, right? So to show the field names and have them repeat on all pages when you print this, what you would do is you go to you can go to page layout, page setup right here, and you can either click expand the page setup, or you can click on print titles. So if I click print titles, it opens the page setup. If I click page setup, it opens page setup. The only difference is you want to go to sheet, and print titles opens directly to sheet. So on sheet, you have here print titles, rows to repeat at the top. So all we basically got to do is click in here, rows to repeat at the top, and then click on 1 over here. So when you click on 1, it's going to select the entire row. So I'm going to click it. It's going to put $1:1, $1, and then we're just going to say OK. And now if I go to print, you can see page 1 has the banner, page 2 now has it, and page 3. So it's just a helpful tip when printing. So all right, so we're up to 6. Change the page break so that each vehicle make is printed on a separate page. So right now we saw we had 3 pages, and page 1 we have BMW and Chevy, some Ford. Page 2 we have Ford, Honda, some Toyota. Page 3 is the rest of Toyota. So to print them on separate pages, we have 5 different makes. So we're going to have 5 separate pages. We want to go to where the BMW ends, or each make ends. Click the row after, so I'm going to click on 34, and then I'm going to go to page layout and click on breaks and go insert page break. So if I click off of 34, you're going to see this fine line now going across my screen. It went from here all the way. So that's basically the showing you the page break. So now we're going to go where Chevy ends and click on 46 right after Chevy and go page layout, breaks, insert page break. And you can see here with the breaks, you have remove page break or reset all breaks. And I'll show you something else with the breaks in a second. So let's see, now we got the line again between Chevy and Ford. All right, so Ford ends, Honda starts. You want to click on 69, go to breaks, insert page break, and there's the line, and then Honda ends, Toyota starts, 90, so click 90, go to page layout again, brakes, insert page break. So now we got a line. So we have our lines in between. Here's the line between BMW, Chevy, the line between Chevy and Ford, the line between Ford and Honda, the line between Honda and Toyota. Okay, so now if I go to File Print, you can see 1 of 5 pages down here. And if I click through, this is BMW, Chevy, page 3, Ford, page 4, Honda, page 5, Toyota. Alright. So I can also see that when I go into View, the View tab, and I have what up here? Normal, page break, and page layout. So if I go to page break preview, you're going to see it's small now. You can up the how large it is. So you have what? Page 1, showing you right here. Page 2, 3, 4, and 5. So these little blue lines are your page breaks, right? So if you realized you didn't put the page break in the right area, you can come to this. You had to add them first because we only had, what, 3 pages initially, which means we had 2 page breaks, but we really needed 1 here, 3, and 4. So we needed 1 between each page. So if you realize you made a mistake, you can come to View, Page Break Preview, and then put your mouse over the blue line. You get that double-headed arrow, and you can click and move that line. So now you can see BMW is now showing with Chevy. So if I had it like that, I made a mistake, I can just put my mouse, click and hold it, and then drag it down. And then you can see, you can adjust the lines that way. Alright, so I'm going to go back to View, back to normal. So we have our 5 pages now. Let's see. That was 6. So 7, we're going to freeze the first row on the fleet information worksheet. So just make sure you're on the right sheet. So this is fleet information. So notice, let me go back to, I'm going to click to sales information, just want to show you. Notice when I scroll up, the VIN, date sold, and sticker price go up with it as well, right? A table's a little bit different. When you have a table, when you scroll up, the A, B, C, D, E, F change to the names, right? But there's a way you can freeze the first row. So we're going to freeze it, then we're going to unfreeze it. So we're going to freeze it so that when we scroll up, you're still going to see all this. So it's a good tip more if you're not using a table, like if it's just regular data like this, then that's kind of really helpful. So we're clicked in our table, we're going to come over here to View and then Freeze Panes. So we're going to click the down arrow and you have Freeze Panes, keep rows and columns visible while the rest of the worksheet scrolls based on your selection. We're going to freeze the top row or freeze the first column. So when you click Freeze Top Row, it puts a little line here. So now if I scroll, you can see what was in row 1 stays there. So you can see it goes 1 to 17, 18, and it just stays there. So it's helpful too if you have something in a column, you could come back to View, Freeze Panes, and freeze the first column if you want. Or if you want to freeze certain rows, you can select which ones, or you can come up here and unfreeze all rows and columns. Alright, we're going to do something in a second. It's going to unfreeze it. So we are freeze the first row. We just did that. 8, add a footer with your name on the left side, the sheet name code in the center, and the file name code on the right. So let's go here. We're going to go to Insert. My header footer is under text over here, so I'm going to go to text and header footer. Click on header footer, and it says page layout view is not compatible with freeze planes. If you wish to continue, the panes on the sheet will be unfrozen. Would you like to continue? I'm just going to say okay. So it puts us into our header. Up here, we have the header footer tab. We can click go to footer, or we can just scroll down and click into footer. So whatever you prefer. I'm going to click table design, click in my header. That's right, header footer, and I'm going to click go to footer. Alright, so our footer, we want your name on the left side, the center, we want sheet name. So this sheet is fleet information. So I'm going to click up here, and remember you want to be on the header footer tab. Click in the center and click on sheet name. And it says end tab, so if I click out of this, it has fleet information. So it's the name of this sheet. If I click back into it, you get the code. Now if I click over here, you want to come up here and do file name. So your file name is whatever you need your file up here. So I'm going to click into my name, and you can see that's my file name. So if by any chance it overlaps like this, don't stress. It's just a long file name is overlapping in your sheet name, and when we make adjustments later, I think you'll be able to see it. So don't stress. So to get out of this, you want to just click into the sheet, scroll up, and then you can go to view and just go back to normal if you want. Okay. So now we're going to switch to our next sheet. 9. Click or navigate to the sales information worksheet, convert the data to a table, name the table sales, and apply the green table style dark 11. So we're going to click to sales information here. So we're going to click on the second sheet. So we want to click in the data here. So anywhere in the data, we're going to go to insert table. So click table, and now it's going to select the data for us. And the headers are now bin, date sold, sticker price, sales price. We're just going to say okay now. So hit okay. Turns it to this. We're going to come up to table design all the way to the left, and we're going to name our table sales. So just click in there, type sales, hit enter. And then we're going to come over to our table styles, click the down arrow. We want dark green table style 11 dark, or dark 11. So down here is dark. You can see this is 2, 3. We know it's green, so it has to be this one, or this has some green. So this one is green table style dark 11. So this is the one we want. So I'm going to come over it and click. So that is, I think, all parts of our step. Let's see. Limit sales, apply green. Okay, cool. So step 10, we're going to type percent of sticker with a lower s in cell E1. So it's going to show us how you can add to your table if you converted it to a table. So I'm going to click in E1. We're going to do percent of sticker and hit enter. When I hit enter, it's going to populate all the other cells, so it's ready for, you know, the formatting's all ready for a different formula or something that you need to start typing in there. So next we're going to create a formula with structured references to calculate the percent of sticker price in E, column E. So here we're going to click in E2. So if you look over to the left, we have what? Sticker price and sales price. So we basically want to create a formula with structured references to calculate the percentage of sticker price in column E. So we're going to come into E2, and all of our percents, all of our formulas start with what? Equals. So equals, and then we want to divide basically the sales price by the sticker price. So you can see the sales price, for most part, it's cheaper than the sticker price. So we're going to click in D2, and you can see when I click in D2, instead of saying D2, it says at, so it's a bracket at another bracket, sales price, and then bracket. So after that, we're going to do the slash with the key with the question mark for dividing, and we're going to click C2. That basically put a bracket at a bracket sticker price and close the bracket and bracket. So looks good. I'm going to hit enter, and when I do that, it's going to populate everything else. We don't need to copy it down or anything. So hit enter, and it looks good because if I turn these into percentages, 1 will be 100, 0.9 will be 90, 0.6 would be 60, so it looks good. So now we're going to format the range E2 to E30 with the percent style format. So we're going to go E2 here to E30, and we're going to go home. So home, and then over here is your percent style. You also have this, but this one has 2 decimal places. This one has none, and no, we want none, so I'm going to click this one, and those are our percentages. Then we're going to, let's see, we did that. We're going to add a total row to display the average of percent of sticker and sum of sticker price and sales price. So to add a total row, it's really easy. We're going to come here. When you're in your table, go to table design. So notice row 31, there's nothing right now. So up here in the table style options, we're just going to come over here and click total row. All right, so just to show you some of these other options, the header row is the header row here. So if I click this off, it goes away. Banded rows are the colors. So those are rows. You can see that it clicks on and off. The first column and last column basically bold what's in those columns. And then the banded columns, if I didn't have banded rows, the banded columns look like that. Put banded rows back on. And then the filter button is this little arrow button. If I click it off, it goes away. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but so basically right now we should have header row, banded rows, and filter button on. We're going to click total row, and then watch what happens to row 31. It says total, put a double line here, and then we have a number. So if I come here, we want, what do we want? Percent, the average for the percent of sticker. So if I click in percent of sticker down the bottom here, notice I have a little arrow here. So I'm going to click this, and it gives you the option to change to none, average count, count numbers, max, min, whatever. So we're going to click on average, and that's the average. Then for these two, sticker price and sales price, we're going to do sum. So I'm going to click in this one, click the arrow, and then click sum. And then for this one, we're going to click the arrow and then click sum. And if you get the pound sign, it just means that the column's not wide enough. So for our next step, we're actually going to adjust that. So we did add the total row. We did the average for sticker, sum for sticker price and sales price. So now we're going to go to auto fit the width of columns B to E to show the total values. So we're going to come in here. So we want B through E. So I'm going to click on B, drag it over to E like that. And I'm going to go to home and format, and we're going to do auto fit column width. So it makes the column width wide enough, just wide enough so it fits everything. So now you can see all the numbers down here. All right. Let me save my work. All right, so let's see. 15. Select the range E2 to E30. Apply solid fill blue data bars conditional formatting to the percent of sticker price. So E2 to E30 is the percent of sticker price data. So E2 right here to E30 is like that. The conditional formatting options are, you go to home, over here, conditional formatting. The first three are the ones like that are mostly used. The highlight the cell rules, top and bottom rules, and the data bars. So highlight cell rules is basically what it says. You want to highlight different cells and show, like you might want to say highlight all cells that are greater than 70%, or highlight all cells that are less than 90%, or in between a certain range, or whatever. So we're going to play around with this in a second. The top and bottom rules are highlight all the top 10 percent of sticker, or highlight the top 10 sales prices, or highlight the top 3. So when you click in here, you can see you don't have to pick 10. You could pick 5, you can pick 3, you can pick 1, and then you can switch up what the fill is as well. So right now it's highlighting the top 10 percentages with light red fill, dark red text, or if I wanted yellow fill with dark yellow text, you can see you can switch it like that. So I'm going to hit cancel. So what we want to do are the data bars. So I'm going to go to conditional formatting, go to data bars. You can see you got gradient fill or solid fill. So if I mouse over them, the gradient looks like this. You can sort of see through it a little bit. You have different colors. So this is blue, green, red, yellow, light blue, purple in the gradient, and then the solid or just fill solid colors. So you can see, like, if it's 100%, the bar goes all the way through the cell 100%. If it's 60%, you can see it's almost half. So we selected E2 to E30. You come up to home, conditional formatting, data bars. We want solid blue. So come here, this is the blue data bar. You're going to click this, and that's basically what they look like. So you can see 100%, you got a full data bar here. 60%, it's a little more than 50, a little more than half, so it goes to about there. So those are our data bars. After that, we're going to do 16. With the range E2 to E30 selected, create a new conditional formatting rule that uses a formula to apply yellow fill with bold font to values that sold for less than or equal to 70% of the sticker price. So I showed you some of the, this is less than or equal to 70%. Plus it's specific with a yellow fill and bold font. So let's remember less than or equal to 70%. If I come here and notice I still have E2 to E30 selected, go to conditional formatting, highlight cell rules. You have less than or greater than or equal to, but you don't have them merged here. So we're going to go to, because we want less than or equal to 70%. So we can't do two of them here. So we're going to go to new rule. So make sure you select E2 to E30, go to conditional formatting, and come down to new rule. Alright, so here it gives you a bunch of options. You can do this one's based on the 2-color scale. You won't use this one as much. This one is the one we're going to use. I'll come back to it. This is format only top and bottom. So you can see you can change it to top or bottom and what the percent is of the range, or if you want to change it from 10 to 5, 10 to 3. the biggest, you can do that in the other window too, but the biggest thing is you can do the formatting here. So you can make it bold, you can pick whatever color, you could change the font, you can do whatever. Same with values that are above or below average. You can see the average here. Same with the unique or duplicate values and all that. So we want to click on format only cells that contain. So when we do that, we want cell value, and we're going to click here, and we want less than or equal to. So I'm going to come down the bottom here, less than or equal to. Oh, that's greater than. Less than or equal to. And then here we're going to put the 70%. So 70 and percent. So this is perfect. Less than or equal to 70%. Then we're going to go to format. And we're going to go to font. Change it to bold. So you can see you can select any of these. You can select, you can do some underlining. It's not giving you the option for fonts and sizes right now. Then we're going to go to fill, and we're going to change it to apply yellow fill and bold font. So down here is yellow. We know these are the standard colors: dark red, red, orange, yellow, light green, green, light blue, blue. I think it's dark blue and purple. So we want the yellow. So now when I say OK, so we have yellow, fill, and then font, bold. So I say OK, this is how it's going to look. So less than or equal to 70%. We chose this one. Format only cells that contain. We came down here, less than or equal to, and put 70. Okay? Say OK. So now it's going to highlight only cells that have less than or equal to 70. So 70, 70, 60. We don't have a great data range here, so that's pretty much it. So now we have two rules. So if I go back to conditional formatting and go to manage rules, you're going to see I have the two rules: cell value less than or equal to 0.7 or the data bar. If I delete the data bars, just to show you, and say OK or apply, now it looks like this, because it was highlighting it behind the data bars. Alright, so let me put my data bars back. Conditional formatting, data bars, this one. Okay, so if I go back to conditional formatting and go to manage rules, I have my two rules again. Another way you can do this rule without doing a new rule, without creating your own rule, is if I delete this, you don't have to delete it, I just want to show you what I'm doing. Hit OK. I could go up to conditional formatting, and we wanted less than or equal to. So I could come to highlight cell rules, and I could do less than. And less than what? We want 70%. So I'm going to click in here. Backspace. That's not what I wanted. Let's do that again. Conditional formatting, highlight rules, less than. So I'm going to click in here, backspace, and put a 70. I don't know why it keeps doing that. 70%. Okay. So you can see it's formatting, highlighting cells that are less than 70%, 60, 60, 60, 60, with light red fill and dark red text. So if I change it, you're going to see the colors change. Or I could do custom format. So if I click custom format, so it's that yellow with the bold, it opens up that window. So I'm going to do what? Font, bold, fill, yellow, hit OK, and OK. So now you can see it's highlighting the 60s. We still want less than or equal to. Right now, it's only doing less than 70%. So I can come back up to conditional formatting and go to manage rules, and now you can see it's less than 70%. If I click on this and go edit rule, Now I can change up, it brings me back to the window that we originally used. So I can change less than to less than or equal to, and then hit OK, and then apply, and now we're back up where we were at. So that's a long way of doing it. It's easier to just to go to conditional formatting and do a new rule. But the manage rules are really helpful. So if I needed to change this 70 to an 80 or to a 60, or if I want to delete something, you would just click on it, hit delete. All right, so where are we at? Let's see. Okay, so now we're going to save and then go to the first quarter sales worksheet, and we're going to rename the table first quarter. So come here, let's save my work, click down here, first quarter sales. We're going to rename this, so click in your data, go to table design, and up here where it says first, I'm just going to click in here and type in quarter. There's no space, capital Q-U-A-R-T-E-R. So it's first quarter with a capital F and a capital Q. All right, and then we're going to filter the data to display January, February, and March. So I think we did everything. Filter the data to display January, February, March sales. So here you can see we have sales. We're in the first quarter sales sheet. Make sure you're in the right one. We have sales from January all the way through December here. So to filter, the easiest way would be to come up to date sold, click this down arrow, and for this example you have filter dates, before, after, tomorrow, today, last week. These are not as easy to use with this example. So for this one, what I would probably do is click select all and just deselect them, and then click on January, February, March, and that's all we want to show. So that's why I deselected it all, and then you could select it all again if you want, but I deselected and just clicked on January, February, March, hit OK, and basically you can see now it collapsed it. You can see basically on the numbers here, 2, 8, 9, 13, 18, 21, so it's hiding records so that it only shows the January, February, and March. You can also see up here we have a little funnel now, and it's showing that it's filtering, and it says below equals January, February, and March 2021. You can also see that our totals only reflect what's showing now, January, February, March, new totals, and the average. Anything else? If you go to data, you can also see it's filtered here. So I can turn off the filter that way, and then I would just have to refilter. So I went, remember, date sold, just deselect everything, select January, February, March, and okay. So that's what we want. All right, let's see, I think we're just doing 1 or 2 more steps. Add a footer with your name on the left side, sheet name code in the center, and the file name code on the right. So our footer, insert, mine's under text, header, footer. So we're in the header, again, click up here, go to footer. The first one is your name. The center is sheet name up here, so click sheet name. So this sheet name, if I click out of it, should be first quarter sales. And then click in the third part and come up here and click on file name. So you can see the file name overlaps a little again. So to get back, just click into the sheet, scroll up, and you can go to view and back to normal. So the last part is, so let me see, we did that, okay. Select landscape orientation for all sheets, and then we're going to save and close it. So basically, we did this before. Remember when I showed you how to select the tabs? So you basically want to click on one, hold the control key, and then click on the other two. So you can see that they're all separately white. If I click on one, now I'm just on one, first quarter sales, sales information, fleet information. But if I want to connect them all, hold control, click the other two, sales information, first quarter sales, and then we want to go to page layout, and we're going to go to orientation, and we're going to change it from portrait to landscape. So when you have all these selected, it's going to basically change it for all of them. So we're going to go landscape, and that's all you need to do. So again, click on one of them, hold control, click the other two. They should all be like white like this. Then if I go to page layout, orientation, and we're going to click on landscape, make sure it's on landscape. So now if I go to print and I still have all three pages sheets connected, when I go to file print, we should have what? Fleet information, we had 5 pages. Sales information, we had 1, and first quarter sales, we had 1. So it should be 5, 6, 7. So let's go to file print. So now you can see 1 of 7. So the first sheet, and now you can see my sheet code and the file name are not overlapping. So page 1 is all BMWs, page 2 Chevys, page 3 Fords, page 4 Hondas, page 5 is Toyota, page 6, and notice 1 through 5 should all be fleet information. Page 6 is sales information, where we did, we turned it to a table, we added the total row, we did the percent of sticker, we did the structured reference formula, we did the data bars, and then the new rule. All right, and then page 7 is basically our first quarter sales. So we filtered it from January, February, March. That's the first quarter. And that's about it. It's showing hidden records. So you don't have to keep them all locked to submit it, or sometimes it takes it off. So I'm just going to go back to my view. Make sure you change it to landscape to save your work. And if it's all good, go back to Blackboard and upload your file here. Okay? I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And that's about it. Take care.